Hey Gemini, this is Alexander Creek. I'm an astrologer and an intuitive. Welcome to your August 2022 horoscope. Let's go ahead and get to it. So, the beginning of this month is marked by this really electrifying energy, this conjunction of Mars, the planet of action and energy, Uranus, the planet of awakening and disruption and sudden events, and the North Node of fate, all meeting in your 12th house of spirituality, of rest, of mental health, and like things that are hidden to you. So right away, so this is happening on July 31st through August 1st. So kind of around that time frame, there's this electrifying energy. And for you, it is happening in this really kind of interesting part of your chart. So let's kind of dive into that a little bit. So I'll kind of explain more about this aspect, but I kind of want to back up a little bit and talk about this house and kind of what's been going on there this year. So we've had eclipses in Taurus and Scorpio, and eclipses are like supercharged new and full moons that are a little bit more, they're kind of faded energies, and they can feel like wild cards, and they can really activate, and like where they're happening in your chart can really activate that point, like can really activate that, wow, I can't talk, really activate that part of your chart for you. So for you, these eclipses are happening in Taurus and Scorpio, and thus the nodes of the moon are also happening in Taurus and Scorpio. So your sixth house of work and health, along with your 12th house of rest, retreat, and spirituality, are really being activated and intensified for you this year. So for you, the point of gain of where you're supposed to have new beginnings and new things come in, and where you're supposed to focus some of your energy is on kind of like the hidden 12th house. So, really kind of venturing into your subconscious, to your spirituality, maybe starting like meditation or some kind of, mind-body connection kind of thing, or really anything where you are resting, where you're being out in nature, where you're connecting to your spiritual side or your mental health. Excuse me, I have something in my eye here. That's kind of what the North Node is, that North Node in Taurus is wanting you to focus on. And perhaps less, maybe perhaps less focus, or finding a balance between your work and your physical bodily health, because there may be some focus on that area too with the South Node there, but the South Node is kind of where we release and let go from. So we could be releasing maybe an emphasis on like bodily health stuff, or on work or work routines. Some kind of shift in this area is happening in your life this year. So when we look at this Mars-Uranus North Node conjunction on the 1st of August / July 31st, there could be just some new insights and revelations, kind of happening in your subconscious mind. Like something could be coming up that you're suddenly remembering, or that you're like remembering something from your past, or there could be just some sort of new radical focus on like resting, on your spiritual health, on something like that. This could also be a time where you just become more in touch with your like intuitive abilities, or again, like that mind-body connection. But for you, this is like definitely in a really interesting hidden part of your chart. And again, there is this there could be a probability also of something just oh god, I'm trying to think of the right words. It could also just be realizing something that you hadn't realized before, or something becoming that was hidden is becoming known to you, or like learning some sort of secret or something like that. But there is more just a focus or awareness with this conjunction on rest, retreat, spiritual health, all that kind of stuff. So, okay. So that's that. I don't really know how else to explain it. So let's jump to August 11th. So August 11th, Venus, the planet of love, relationship, harmony, beauty, pleasure, money. It's going to enter your third house for the rest of the month. So there's just more of an ease for you in all types of communication matters. This is also, Venus is kind of like what we, kind of what brings us pleasure. And this is going through your third house could bring some a little bit more ease or harmony or just good things surrounding any type of like certifications thing. If you're like taking a class or getting like doing like a course or getting a certification in something that could just go easier for you, or you just enjoy it more. This could also be beckoning you to explore also your local neighborhood, your local community, because third house is kind of like your local neighborhood that you live in your community, or even enjoying time with siblings or people that or extended family or like friends that feel like family to you, just because third house also rules those things. Third house is also like short distance travel. So like short trips, short distance travel, or places that feel familiar to you. So it could just kind of, that is going to be stimulating that part of your chart. I will say you have Venus is going to oppose Saturn throughout the month. And Saturn has been in your ninth house of higher education, of mind expansion, of spirituality, and like foreign travel, long distance travel since late 2020. So there's maybe more commitment or more restriction or delays or just more of a feeling of like burden or just like things you have to get done around those areas. So the whole time Venus is in your third house, it's going to be opposing Saturn. So there could be like a commitment like relating to learning, communicating, studying, something like that, or something around travel. So August 12th, the next day, we have a full moon in Aquarius. So full moon can bring culmination, completion, release, or awareness, illumination, or spotlight on some area in your life. And this full moon feels pretty tense. It does feel like it's more of a restrictive feeling or more feeling of taking on a commitment or burden or responsibility, because this full moon is going to be conjunct Saturn in your ninth house. So there's something maybe coming to completion relating to, again, could be anything with higher education, a course of study, spirituality, mind expansion, or anything in publishing. It could be publishing or broadcasting. Ninth house also represents those kinds of things and more kind of like long range communications. Essentially, it's kind of what that is. Or this could be, something completing or culminating relating to some kind of travel, because that is also a ninth house matter as well. So something could be completing in that area. But again, it kind of feels like you're taking it very seriously, or there's some sort of commitment here, or again, it kind of feels like the work that you have to do or that you have to get done, or it could just be delays, or feeling of kind of like restriction. And I do feel like you may feel with Mars and Uranus in that 12th house. I will say also, it could be that you are kind of needing rest, but at the same time, Mars and Uranus could be causing sudden disruptions like in your rest as well. So there could be just disruptions in your sleep and your rest, or like really vivid dreams or something coming to you in dreams kind of around this time too, just because this full moon is going to be squaring Mars and Uranus in your 12th house. So this is kind of saying we have this commitment, this thing going on in our ninth house of higher education and broadcasting and communications. Well, also there's maybe this, I don't know, something going on. There's something going on in your psyche around this time too. That's kind of in like direct kind of conflict to what's going on, to like what you are learning or what you are planning for travel or something like that. But I will just say, I wouldn't overanalyze this too much. I'm just going to say there is, just for everybody, there's just a little bit of a trickier or tense energy with this full moon in Aquarius on August 12th. Also, August 27th, August 24th, we have Uranus, the planet of disruption and awakening, currently in that 12th house, will be going retrograde. So again, these like revelations you may be feeling in your psyche or in your consciousness, or these hidden things kind of coming to light. You're going to be like reviewing or going over those things, and that may just end up calming down or slowing down a little bit as it goes through its retrograde. I will say around the day of its retrograde, you'll feel kind of those things really come up. And you may feel, I always say when a planet goes retrograde, there's a little bit of a disturbance in the force kind of feeling, like something shifting. So you may feel that around the 24th, 25th. But I would say after that, Uranus's energy of just turbulence and sudden awakenings within your psyche, within your consciousness, that's going to just kind of, I think, chill out for a minute, essentially. August 27th, we have a new moon in Virgo. So this is a new beginning, a seed being planted, a new cycle relating to your home, your family, real estate, and kind of your private life. So This could be anything from, hey, we're going to start looking for a home. We're going to redecorate or nest in our home. It could be connecting with family or ancestors or tradition or roots. This could also be just more of a time to kind of go within and like reflect and kind of come back to like you and your foundation and your core. This could be you working on your personal foundation as well. But again, this could be connected to just, very simply like a real estate matter or something along the lines of home and family as well around that time. That new moon is going to be pretty energetic too. That new moon it's going to be squaring Mars. So there's a feeling of like a really kind of go get it kind of energy with that moon. It's more of an energetic kind of feeling. I will say for you, this month does feel more private. Besides that full moon in Aquarius in your 9th house, this month does feel more like coming back to yourself, kind of analyzing what's going on in your psyche, and then also connecting with your roots, home, family, and really you kind of deep within. So, but I will say that particular new moon just has a little bit more of an energetic quality to it, and maybe even a little bit more conflict oriented energy. And sometimes this general new moon also too has like a war of words kind of energy to it as well. So I would just like simmer down a little bit if you're like kind of irritating, because I think the collective will be kind of feeling just like a little antsy around that new moon. But for you, this month does feels more private. So try to enjoy this energy. This is probably like the least dramatic of the signs this month. So try to enjoy hopefully relative calm. Of course, that all depends on your individual birth chart. I did want to mention, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe. I do have a Patreon starting this month as well. So if you're interested in more astrological guidance, I'm going to do weekly videos as well as 2 live streams a month. So one for the new moon, one for the full moon. You can ask questions about your birth chart, how it's personally affecting you, and really anything that you would normally get to ask me unless you had an appointment with me. And I'm also offering personal monthly forecasts every month delivered to your inbox, of course, based on your birth chart, and I can give you more of a personalized forecast. That is all on my Patreon, and you can go ahead and check that out. I'll leave the link in the comments below. Thanks again for watching. See you next month.